Australian skipper Michael Clarke has ruled himself and opener David Warner out of the three-day test match against India A due to injury. Clarke stated that the team selection is done to assess the preparation of the players. The first test of the four-match series will start on February 22 in Chennai. Michael Clarke, addressing the media persons, named the playing 11 for tomorrow's three-day test against India A. He also stated the reason behind the selection, which is to assess the players' form before the beginning of the four-match test series against India.
That's three questions. The first question, I do have a team for tomorrow. Our team will be Cowan, Watson, Hughes, Khawaja, Enriques, Wade, Siddle, Starke, Lyon, Doherty and Agar. That's the 11 that will play in the three-day match for Australia tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So there's a few players missing from that team, me being one of them. And I guess the main reason for that is David Warner and myself were injured before coming over to India, and it's in the best interest of the team and for us individually that we continue to do our work off the field rather than play the three-day match.
Clarke is of the view that the three-day match will help the players prepare for the test series.
We're going to use these 3 days to make sure we prepare as well as we can to be ready for that first test match. So, I guess the main, after seeing the two-day game, I think it was a really good start for the Australian team. It was nice to see guys that haven't played much red ball cricket in India play in those conditions. I think we have to use this three-day game to again assess where players are at and have a look at guys in preparation for the test team. So that's the main reason for that 11, I guess.
After assessing the Indian conditions, Clarke believes spinners will play a vital part in this four-match test series. He expects India to field at least 3 spinners against them in the first test at Chennai.
I guess conditions in where we're playing the practice game are also different conditions to what we're seeing here already in the stadium out here. So I think spin bowling, by what I'm looking at the conditions here, spin bowling is going to play a really big part throughout this first test match. I see India have 4, maybe include Jadeja, they have 4 spinners in their squad. And I think a lot of those guys, if not all of them, will play in this test match at Chennai. So, we're giving our spinners the best chance by playing 3 of our guys in the practice game. We'll assess through the practice game how players are going and at the end of the practice game, and we'll work out what our best 11 is for the test match.
The Aussie skipper stated that senior players have the responsibility of helping out the young lads in the team. He recalled how seniors in the Australian team helped him in his early days.
I guess being a senior player, not so much the captain. I think just being a senior player, that's part of your responsibility now. As you get older, as you play more cricket, that's the responsibility on not just myself, but a lot of the senior guys now in our team that have played enough Test cricket. It's part of your responsibility to stand up and make sure you're leading from the front and helping the youngsters along. I was very lucky when I came into the Australian team that I had so many senior players to be there and answer the questions I wanted to ask and help me with advice and keep my feet on the ground. Where now, I'm a little bit older, like I said, a little bit greyer as well, and now it's part of my job and my responsibility to make sure I do the same to the young players coming in, make sure I can help them as much as possible and be there, as much as anything, be there to support them through the good times and the tough times. I think the players know they can knock on my door or ring my phone anytime, and I think that's really important.